All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors go out to the apostles, elders, great millstone, who and teach well. Shalom Wa Barakim to you brothers and sisters out there. All right, this is just a brief lesson I wanted to go into through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Shai. I wanted to touch on the topic of the 2/3, all right, which we know that the 2/3 deals with 2/3 of the nation of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled bird, that dwell within the land of America, the United States. All right, now, of course, there will be more Israelites beyond the 2/3 that are going to be destroyed, which is where you get purging out the rebels in Ezekiel. All right, there's Israelites around the world that may not live in the United States, but they're rebellious, and they're going to pay for their iniquities. All right, but touching on the 2/3, we see every day that passes by why 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans simply have to get removed. All right. Now, of course, as it tells us in Romans, I believe the 11th chapter, all Israel is going to be saved. Okay, so we know that the whole nation of Israel is going to be saved, but 2/3 of our people here in America have to be cut off and destroyed and come back through the loins of the elect. All right, because the elect are the ones that is going to be saved. All right. So first, let's go ahead and start. There's a lot of different angles we could take with this, but we're going to go ahead and go to Isaiah 1, and just get the point. Well, I'm gonna start at I'll start at 2. It says, "Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for Yahweh has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me." And this is, of course, dealing with the nation of Israel. "The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters, they have forsaken Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger, they are gone way backward. Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint." The whole nation of Israel is fucked up. All right, the whole nation, and especially, even the so-called leaders of our people, all right, the celebrities and top athletes and all that, they cause their people to err. The pastors, the Christian pastors and all that. All right, the Nation of Islam brothers, and even some of these other camps out here that teach wayward doctrines. They're leading our people astray. They're causing our people to err. All right, but the true leaders of Israel are the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, man. All right, and you can see that more and more every day that Yahweh Bashmel Shai has indeed set them up to rule, to rule well, to lead us down the path of discipline, and to continue, they continually exhort us to fight and labor in His ministry, and continue to exalt the names of Yahweh Bashmel Shai. All right. But the Lord said in verse 5, "Why should ye be stricken any more?" So why should I have to continue to put you through captivities and different punishments, through the curses of Deuteronomy 28? And all you're going to do is continue to rebel against me, because here it is, the nation of Israel, starting with the tribe of Judah, you so-called Negroes, you have been beaten down and destroyed and decimated and utterly, raped, robbed, and murdered and pillaged and put in hardcore bondage. All the tribes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have. For 400, 500 years. And yet, Jake is still rebellious. Jake is not considering the Lord. Jake is worse than ever before. So what is the only remedy? Death. Okay? Death. All right? Well, matter of fact, let's get that. All right? Because that's the law with an individual child. Deuteronomy 21:18, "If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that, when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of his city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, This our son is stubborn and rebellious, he will not obey our voice, he is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put away evil from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear." All right, so this is the law dealing with an individual child that you may have, which, of course, this cannot be acted out today. All right, you will be charged as a murderer. Okay, but back in the ancient world, this is how it was done. And this is how the Most High is treating you 2/3. Look, you're my sons and daughters. You don't want to listen to me, so you're gonna be destroyed. You're gonna have to be stoned with stones, all right? And the modern day stones in that sense is nuclear missiles. All right, 2/3 of our people here in America are gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. All right. So let me go get where you actually get 2/3 from. Zechariah chapter 13. In verse 8 it says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my God." All right, so 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off and die. All right, which they're not all literally going to die by the nuclear destruction, because you'll have, some that will get, destroyed by the FEMA death camps, martial law troops, wild beasts, different plagues, pestilences, different things of that nature. But ultimately, the main plague that's going to strike and destroy you people is them nuclear missiles. All right, Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. "And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem." And this applies to, of course, first and foremost, Esau, Edom being the one that fights against, Jerusalem and the other nations. All right, Psalms, what is that, 83 or 82? I think 83, talking about how all the nations conspired against Israel to make the name of Israel no more in remembrance. But 2/3 of our people and the rebels worldwide also, fit this. Okay, and the bottom line is, if you live in the United States and you're not of the elect, you're going to be destroyed by nuclear destruction. All right. So it says, "Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth." And that is talking about nothing other than nuclear desolation, being melted, all right, by nuclear fire. So the question is, which we already got, rebellious children of Israel, what makes them rebellious is the fact that they don't listen to the Most High. They don't apply His law, statutes, and commandments. They're not doing the work. They don't pray and fast. They don't reverence the names. They don't fear the names. Okay. Let me go ahead and get this Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." All right, so the entire purpose of the Israelites, especially the Israelite male, is to fear the Most High and keep His laws. All right, to, carry yourself with a certain, I guess you could say, certain type of class. There's a certain standard principles that have been laid out for the nation of Israel to follow by. All right, and we're the nation that if you don't follow by those rules, then you're going to be punished. All right, that's just what it is, and it makes perfect sense. You can't say it don't make no sense. All right, so 2 Ezra chapter 9. And 21 to 22. It says, "And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster." And I'm pretty sure, and you can definitely look it up, fact check it. I looked up how many grapes are in the cluster, and it says 70 to 100. All right. The Lord said He picked one grape, all right, which this represents the elect, "and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then, which is born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for a great labor have I made it perfect." All right, so going into the elect, the Lord is putting, a lot of effort and time into them to make them, like gold. All right, but it said, "Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain," which is these 2/3 here in America and the rebels worldwide, but especially the 2/3. They were born in vain. Why were they born in vain? Because we just read Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. They're not performing the whole duty of their creation. If you have a toaster, the whole point is you put bread in, pull the lever down, and you push the thing down, and it makes toast. If you push it down and it ain't doing nothing, you're going to throw it away. But Israel's so bad now to scripture say they surpass the deeds of the wicked. It's like having a toaster that doesn't toast your bread, it freezes it. And that sounds bugged out, and it is. And that doesn't make any fucking sense. It's not even possible. You would think. I mean, in a real life situation, toasters obviously cannot do that. But I'm saying our people they're supposed to be righteous. They're not righteous. Okay, whatever, right? They're going to be punished. No, not only are they going to be punished because they're not righteous, they surpass the deeds of the wicked. A lot of our people have the spirit of an Edomite, man. Not literally, they're obviously Israelites, but John 8:44. See, they're basically in Matthew, 18 and 17. Yahweh said, if a man neglect to hear thee, bring it unto the church. If he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a heathen man and a publican. 2/3 of our people here in America are basically like fucking Edomites, man. In their mannerisms, they got murderous tendencies. They lie. They eat anything. They blaspheme the names of Yahweh Shemel Shai. They don't abhor wickedness. They support Mo activity. All this other manners of wickedness and madness, which is why the scriptures tell us that the just man is going to be vexed in hearing and seeing, because you have to deal with shit like that. Because it's one thing to see an Edomite doing bugged out shit and off the wall, wicked shit, but seeing a Jake do it, that's a whole nother level of vexation, because you're like, that's supposed to be a Benjamite, that's supposed to be a Levite, a Simeonite, a Gadite, a Iskarite, and look at him, Because it's important to understand when we look at the 12 tribe sign, the Lord is coming back to save Ephraimites, Judites, Benjamites, Zebulonites, Naphtalites, okay, Asherites. The Lord is not coming back to save Mexicans or Puerto Ricans or blacks or Seminoles. And Lord willing, you can understand what I'm saying when I say that. All right, because the Lord ain't coming for no Puerto Rican, man. The Lord is coming for an Ephraimite. And you're probably like, well, that's the same thing. It's not. Okay, because one is circumcised in his heart, in his mind, his spirit. The other one wants to continue to be a Puerto Rican and indulge in wickedness. All right? So, bottom line is, if you don't want to be a part of this multitude that's going to perish, if you actually want to have a purpose in your life, then follow after the ways of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, so with that said, Shalom.